I've been playing War Thunder for 8 years. That's a hell of a lot of time. While I cannot say I've been playing every single portion of those 8 years, as I've taken breaks in the past, as I'm sure most sane people would have, I've been around for the majority of War Thunder. I was even around since before tanks were a thing. That's like telling a teenager that I remember before YouTube existed, which I do. Regardless, I've often asked myself why I keep coming back. Why have I kept coming back to War Thunder? What is it about War Thunder that, from 2013 through what will soon be 2022, makes me continuously interested in playing? I'm sure everyone has different answers for that question, but I'll go over mine in this video. I wanted to make something that was a bit more positive than my surprise hit video from about a week ago, going over what I deem to be the harsh truths about War Thunder. But that said, let's get into it. So first, as I'm sure this is the same for many or even most of you, I had played somewhat similar games to War Thunder in the past, or better said, games with a similar theme. In fact, I came over to War Thunder after having played World of Tanks for years. Interestingly, I had been extremely excited for the open beta for World of Warplanes. Literally, for months, I had been waiting, telling my friends to play it because I thought it was going to be amazing. The day came when it was available for download sometime in July of 2013, and on a lark, I decided to check out a Facebook post by some publication and saw a comment that said that War Thunder was better. I don't know what it was, but at that moment, I instantly scrapped my plans for months that I had to download World of Warplanes, and for whatever reason, downloaded War Thunder instead and fell in love. I mean, literally, it was almost as though it was divine intervention telling me, hey, play War Thunder, and if that didn't happen, this channel wouldn't exist. So I played World of Warplanes a few days later, and to be honest with you guys, it sucked. From then on, I played pretty much only War Thunder. I loved its graphics, realism, the types of vehicles in game, and of course, the hangar music. Though War Thunder in 2013 looks like a beta version of what we have now, it was a fully fleshed out game that seemed like a work of love from its creators. The excessive lens flare, aerial night maps, and eventually crazy ground forces maps that were incredibly unbalanced. To me, it was all so fun. That fun, manifesting in different ways, has remained the same for me to this day, albeit again, for somewhat different reasons than what I originally thought was the most fun part about War Thunder. With that out of the way, I can simply say that I played War Thunder for so long, and why I suspect that others have as well. As many other people have said before, there is really no other game out there like War Thunder. Amazingly, in the near decade that War Thunder has existed, since its open beta release in November of 2012, no other game has come out that has sought to be truly competitive with War Thunder. While you can make an argument for the world of games from Wargaming, those games are substantially more arcadey than arcade mode in War Thunder could ever be. In addition, they have totally different mechanics and have a huge amount of fake vehicles in their game. In fact, I wouldn't say it's a falsehood to say that at this point, the world of wargaming games are now fundamentally built with fake vehicles, at least in higher tiers. I mean, have you guys ever seen an IS-22? That thing's ridiculous. With that said, with very few exceptions, I think that Gaijin has done a great job in adding and, for the most part, keeping only real vehicles with very few examples that say otherwise. Unfortunately, some of those vehicles that have been removed from War Thunder, including the 10.5 Tiger, the Panther II, and Flak Panzer Qualian, in many ways improved War Thunder. It is still at least keeping with their mantra, so to speak, that they don't want fake vehicles in game, and heck, I could respect it. I wish that they didn't remove it because you already put the vehicles in game, Gaijin, but still, I guess it kind of makes some level of sense. Regardless, it is this ability for me, and I'm sure for most of you, to just be able to jump into any of your favorite war vehicles that really keeps me coming back, and again, I'm sure you. Even if I do poorly in, for example, my Tiger II lineup with my ME262 A1U4, I am more than happy to come back and play more. Even if I eventually have a bad time, I can just jump nations and try something new. There are no limits to the nations that you can play, whereas in World of Tanks, for example, you very literally have a limited amount of crew spots and hangar spots, better said, for you to put all of your vehicles from all of your nations. It's ridiculous. You can literally play all of the nations in War Thunder with no restrictions outside of currency, if that of course ever happens to you, where you might run out of Silver Lions or GE. Now, even though Naval is still a very heavily flawed game mode, we are just about to get the Scharnhorst, and already have vehicles like the Admiral Hipper, Prinz Eugen, the Baltimore-class heavy cruisers, and more. These are all legendary ships, and more so than any other type of vehicle in this game, namely tanks and planes, you get to play with the named ships that took part in huge battles or huge actions in World War II and soon to be after World War II. To me, that's really special. And along with every other vehicle in game, not just naval, every vehicle, in my opinion, is very heavily detailed. Especially with more recent vehicles, they've had a great amount of detail put into them, especially with naval. Now, I remember when I first got the ME-262, HO-229, and the P-80. Honestly, it was like magic hit me. I was a kid in a candy shop that also sold Super Soakers, of which were kind of big where I lived. I was a fully grown man that had the feeling that I had just woken up on Christmas morning, at least the video game equivalent of that. That level of historical accuracy, detail, and the ability to play the vehicles that I had only dreamed of kept me going, and is still largely what keeps me going in War Thunder. While modern vehicles certainly feel like a grind and feel like there is really no mystery to them at all, I can always go back to the mid-BR range of vehicles and experience why I've been playing War Thunder for all these years. Heck, you guys are another reason why I keep coming back. The enormously positive response to my channel, videos, and even my Discord has made me love this game even more. The community for War Thunder is truly great, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. While it does have some very negative people, obviously, I firmly believe that those people are a minority, albeit, unfortunately, an extremely vocal one. Now, one could argue that War Thunder has become less a work of passion than it once was, and more a money-making machine, and while I do generally agree with that point, that cannot take away from the game that they have already built. And if that game still exists in the future, I will continue to play it. War Thunder is a unique game, and as such, I'm uniquely drawn to it. That said, why do you guys like War Thunder? Well, if you even like War Thunder, what has kept you coming back time and time again? How long have you played War Thunder? Also, just so you guys know, I may have the War Thunder collaboration event of the year coming out next week. And I'm talking about not just for my channel, but for all channels. It'll be massive, at least if it all goes to plan. It's already shaping up to be huge, so definitely subscribe if you'd like to see what I'm talking about. Also, let me know what you guys think if you guys have any video ideas for my channel. I would love to see about making whatever ideas you might have. Either way, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Spread good feelings with each other and be positive. I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.